Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 14th, 2022 Valentine's Day reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, I want to thank each and every one of you for the healing energy and well wishes that you have sent me. Thank you so very much. I slipped, I fell, I hit my head, I suffered a rather intense concussion. I thought I would just be able to walk it off. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was bad. But thank you for all your healing energies, for all your kind words. Thank you all so much for all that energy sent my way. I'm still healing, so do bear with me, but it has been just so wonderful to have this community and to have your support. So thank you so very much. Now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Well, first let's wipe the wand dust away. Virgo, February 14th, 2022, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So we're doing things a bit differently. Let me know how you like the new setup. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We first have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. And so if we have Cancer within our natal chart, that's coming through very strongly here at our root. We're going to be moving forward, really guided by love during this time and the honesty of love. And then we have Justice, which is Libra energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Libra, or we have Libra energy within our natal chart, this is coming through very powerfully here at our root. The sense of justice, the sense of balance, the sense of community and understanding and guidance forward. It's going to be very powerful for us during this time. And then leads us to our inner self. We have the Queen of Wands, which is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And so there is a passion to us that we want to be able to express. If we're born on the cusp with Leo, this part of our personality can be coming out quite profoundly. Or if we have fire sign energy within our natal chart, there's going to be a sense of wanting things to be electric, wanting things to be intense. And we have to be very mindful of this during this day, because this day is all about love. The energy around this day, when we look at our calendars, it is about love. And as we look at love, and as we look at the way it's marketed, as the way it's sold, we're looking at what we think love should be and how we think we should be having love within our lives. And that's going to be something that's really quite intense for us and really quite powerful for us as we're moving forward. So just being aware of that and not falling into the trap of the eros love, the erotic love, being the only love that we can express on this day is going to be very important for us. It moves us then to our 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords is worries, doubt, and fear. We can be having worries about passion within our relationships or passion within our lives on this day. And there's this real sense of what is holding me back from what it is that I truly want to move forward and express within my life. It brings us then to our emotional self, and it's the Hangman. We're starting to see things quite differently. And the Tower, we've been thrown out of our comfort zone. So this is God's source spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, throwing us out of our comfort zone, saying things are changing. And now we've had to kind of adapt to that change. Our hearts have had to adapt to that change, and it can be overwhelming. It can be the end of a relationship. It can be, having a child. It can be, things changing within a relationship or not being in a relationship, however it manifests for us, because we're talking about love here. We're not just talking about who will meet at what time and what day and how things will unfold. We're looking at how love progresses within our lives and what we need to look at during this time. It moves us then to the public arena, and we have the Hermit, and that's us. We need to turn inward, and in the public arena, the essence of who we truly are is really starting to shine. As we turn inward, as we look at what we want, as we look at what we desire within our lives, and it brings us then to the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups, we have the lantern here, and it's so interesting because she's looking off to the side, though the path in front of her is illuminated. And here, she's looking off to the side, not even at the gifts that are before her. And another gift is coming in, but it's like, that's not what I expected. That's not what I wanted. And so the expectations for this day, or even for love in general in 2022, we need to look at what are we expecting and what are we manifesting within our lives and why. And it's not all about the self, but it's also about, are these expectations, real? Am I going to be able to move forward and progress and sustain that which I thought I had always wanted, or that which I thought should be in this way or that way? Now, how do I embrace and sustain what it is that I truly want, what it is that I truly need, the connection that really is going to be guiding me forward during this time, this love, this patience, this brilliance that gets to come forward. Now let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We have the moon, which is Pisces energy, but it's also fear, and it is the fear of the subconscious and the conscious not coming together. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune rules the unconscious world, rules the world of our imagination, our desires, our hopes, and our dreams. And so here it's like, are our expectations aligning with where we stand right now, with who we are, with what we want from love or from our relationship, or just from ourselves in general. When we talk about love, we automatically think of love with another person, but what about the love we share for ourselves, we have for ourselves, that guides us forward, that leads us? And so this is going to be a time where it can be very easy to fall into fear, very easy to be overwhelmed by things, and yet it's going to be so powerful and so prominent to step back and say, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is who I am. My subconscious and my conscious need to talk, meaning I need to look at my actions and I need to look at my desires and see if they're aligning with each other. It then moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Oh, goodness. No, okay. Okay, there we go. Play. And that makes sense that would come out, the heart chakra of play, where the cards fell, where the cards, were like, I'm going to show myself, but yet I'm not going to be what needs to be said. When we embrace play, and the funny thing about human beings is that we can't embrace play if we do not feel safe. So somebody might say, I haven't laughed like this in years, or I haven't had this much fun. And that can very well be because they haven't felt safe. They haven't felt secure enough to embrace the beauty of play within their lives. And so on this Valentine's Day, on this day of love, let it also be a day of play. Let it be a day of connection. Let it be a time of beauty. So let's talk about this day astrologically. So on the 14th of February, we have the waxing gibbous moon in Leo. And the gibbous moon, the waxing gibbous moon, is its progression towards being full, which means that the energy around us is forcing us and is focusing on the completion of our goals and how we want to progress within our lives. And so here we're thinking of taking action. And that's going to be everybody's kind of goal during this time. How do I take action towards what I want, what I need? Because on the 16th, we have the full moon in Leo coming forward. So it's not that far away at all. And so here, there's this real power of how do I take action towards what I want, what I desire, what I need, and yet how do I also stay in the moment of this time and embrace the beauty of love and connection. The moon is also going to be opposite Pluto. Now this intensifies hidden emotions. Hidden emotions start to rise to the surface and demand our attention. We're going to feel not only intense emotions, but complex emotions. So that starts to come forward. And then the moon is opposite Mercury. Now we are ruled by Mercury. So that's very powerful. We're going to see this coming forward, especially in the public arena. We can appear outwardly cheerful, outwardly just fine, and yet internally there's a fragility to us that needs to be acknowledged and expressed. So at our root here, as we're moving towards love, and we need the subconscious and the conscious to come together as we move towards love, as we embrace what we love, what we desire within our lives, what we need, we're also starting to really see ourselves in a new way. We're looking at things and being much more truthful. The number 7 has us looking at the truth of things as we see it, as we want it to develop within our lives. But it's going to be a time where we start to call ourselves out a little bit, to say, okay, this is what I wanted, this is what I didn't want, this is how I need to move forward, this is how I don't want to move forward anymore. And so there's a beautiful complexity here that starts to arise, and it brings us to this place of balance. So as we have the Chariot guiding us, and we can also have this sense of love should just be taking hold. I should be overtly romantic and over the top with things, or there should be more. So there can also be this sense of, if we're not in a relationship, or if we've been with a person for a while, the fire, the passion, it should be more. Or if we're not in a relationship, I'm not working hard enough, I'm not finding the right person. Spirit is saying, calm down. Calm down and look at what is just and beautiful for you. Have a day that is sensual for yourself. Meaning, eat good food, talk with friends, have a cup of tea or a glass of wine, or, whatever it is that you like, a hot chocolate, and let yourself be in the moment. Be just, not in the way everybody expects things to unfold, but in the way that is right for your personage, for what you desire, for what you need, for the way that you're moving forward within your life. And so as we start to have this balance here, this balance of, it is okay to express love for myself the way that I want to, for those around me the way that I want to open up my heart the way that is needed for me. It brings us to the Queen of Wands. It brings us to fire and passion, but it also brings us to the sense of a new dawn and a new day, and to let brilliance be a part of us and not let the worry take over, the doubt, the fear, the negative emotion come in and be all-encompassing. Because what Spirit is saying here is that there is power in us. We have to acknowledge it and not fear. We live in a world that is full of action, action, action. We can be addicted to 18 million different things, doing everything all at once. It's go, go, go. But what about the quiet of accepting our own power, our own beauty, our own passion, our own desire in life, and saying this Valentine's Day will be different. And even as I express love within my life will be different, because I'm connecting to me. I'm connecting to what my soul is longing for. And it's not all distraction all the time, or more intensity. It's beauty, and it's quiet, and it's understanding, and it's stepping into my emotions and myself and being present for me, showing up for me. And that is such a beautiful gift, to be in the present, to be in the moment. And it brings us to the Hangman. We start to see our hearts differently. We start to see ourselves differently. We can feel caught between two worlds, the world of emotion and connection, the world of, do, go, go, go. And we're starting to see where we stand. what we're valuing, what we want, how we're moving forward. And it brings us to the Tower. Things start to fall apart, to be rebuilt, or things have fallen apart. We haven't acknowledged the worlds that we live in. We haven't acknowledged what it is that we deeply desire. And the Tower now is telling us, where do I want to be? The foundation that I thought has crumbled in one way or another. I've had things, I've been thrown out of my comfort zone, most definitely. And I've had the choppy waters come up. My emotions have run high. How do I move forward in the brilliance that is me, in the connection that is me, for the power that is me? And so we're talking about Valentine's Day here, but what we're talking about is love. What we're talking about is the way we're manifesting love within our lives for ourselves, the way that we're emboldening and empowering and bringing beauty forward. And this becomes something that is transformative for us and is really quite extraordinary. Because as we're thrown out of our comfort zone and as we're seeing ourselves raw and bare, we're seeing what we truly want and what we truly need, but we're also seeing what we don't want. And sometimes that is so much easier to see. What I don't want, what I don't need in my life anymore, how I need to move forward. And the Hangman shows us this difference, has us looking at things so differently than we have. And it brings us to the Hermit. It brings us to turning inward. It brings us to the essence of ourselves in the public arena. And it says here, healing solitude inner work. And so we're contemplating, how do I move in the power that is me? How do I embrace the power that is me? People talk about our inner power, and yet sometimes in our lives we can feel so helpless, or sometimes in our lives we just want something that seems so simple and yet is so terribly complex. And so here, as we're moving forward, as we're embracing the essence of ourselves, it's being present and it's showing up. I've been doing this meditation to help heal my head, of course, but also it's been really great to have me in the moment. And it's a hand movement meditation, and I forget what it's called. It starts with an M. But if you Google hand movement meditation, and it's saying, be in the present. Don't be like the kitten, chasing the rat all the time, and just being led one way or the other, like our thoughts lead us. But be in the present. And so when we look at love, when we look at ourselves, when we look at, the power of the word love and the healing implications of love and the beauty and the greatness of that word and of that connection and of that love, it's transformative. But we need to find it. We need to illuminate ourselves with it. And we need to look at the hurts and the pains that we carry. And as we look inward, look at the love that we are worthy of, not the love that we're not worthy of. And it brings us to having a gift come forward. And here it's yearning and disillusionment and boredom. And it's like, listen, I've yearned for this. I've longed for this. I'm bored. I'm tired of waiting. When will it be my time to embrace the love that I want within my life? Or to have this love move me forward? Sometimes when we have beautiful love stories within our lives, these beautiful arcs, we think, oh, could it ever last? Am I going to lose it? And of course, if we're falling in love, we have the dopamine high that comes with falling in love. The first 6 months can be absolutely amazing, right? Because all that dopamine comes in and, we're riding on this sunshine, this cloud type of thing. And then everything starts to calm down. Everything starts to go back to its baseline of happiness for you and for your partner. And so here it's looking at, how do I find beauty and connection and that high without chasing something that is unobtainable? And it's first connecting with ourselves. And it's first realizing, what it is that we truly want. And it can be that we put too much emphasis on the self during this time, and we do have to be mindful of that, because Virgos, we can put too much emphasis on ourselves and put the weight of the world on our shoulders. But this is a time where we're going to start to hear the gifts that are coming our way, to see the gifts that are coming our way in a new way, in a more powerful way than before. And that's really going to be quite beautiful. But we have to kind of quiet ourselves and align ourselves to listen to them. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, and that's strength. That's Leo energy. And it's the strength to move forward in love. It's the strength to connect with the heart, because the vulnerability of love is sometimes astoundingly overwhelming. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that's the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is knowing when to fight and knowing when to step back, knowing when to let the energy in and knowing when to say, you know what, this isn't right for me. And that's going to be very important for us during this time. It moves us then to our subconscious emotional self. And that is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is looking at the future, looking at how we want to move forward, looking at where it is that we could be, how it is that we could be, what it is that we desire. And it's seeing doors starting to open because we're starting to say, why not? And we're not holding ourselves back anymore. It brings us to our subconscious public arena self. And that is the Mother Star. And it says yes. So when we have the gifts come in, when we have, ourselves come forward in the most extraordinary of ways, we start to see ourselves moving towards what we desire, what we long for, what we love, who it is that we are. We start to say yes. Not to everything. It's not, one of those things where you hear, I'm just going to say yes all the time and see where that takes me. It's saying, I'm going to say yes to me and see where opening the door to myself takes me, not opening the door to everybody else. And so this is a time where we start to see beauty. We start to see real connection. We start to see what we deeply desire. And what we have to remember also is that the energy we are to be mindful of the moon, of Pluto, of not Pluto, Pisces, that's our sister energy. That's the energy that can build us up like nobody else, but also can frustrate us in only the way that the sister can frustrate us and, just push all the right buttons. So we have to be very mindful of this during this time because we are embracing love. We are embracing what we want. We're embracing who we are. And we're also redefining that because we ourselves are transforming and becoming so much more as we're on this journey of simply living. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. Oh, no. Let's look at your subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's frail. It's Sagittarius energy. It is the sense of if it is just calm enough, if it is just balanced enough, it will be. And that is going to be something where we need that bit of that fire that we've been longing for to come in. So that's going to be very important. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra energy, and that's inspiration. That's the sacral chakra. We are being inspired with our creativity, with our sensuality. We're also being inspired as we look at or start to acknowledge the trauma drama that we hold within our sacral chakra, the this life, past life energy that we carry. And we're starting to say, there's a new dawn here. There's a new way to move me forward. There's more here than meets the eye. And I am moving towards a greatness that I hadn't expected, and that gets to take my breath away. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and complexity and intensity of love and what we desire from our lives. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo, and may you have a blessed Valentine's Day.